World Cup 2011. Interesting for you, in a sense.
Yes, it was interesting because I didn't have any expectations out of me. Friends across the media world actually wanted me to play in the 11. I also wanted to play in the 11 like any other youngster. And the momentum was gathering pace. Like people actually wanted to see me play out there. I don't know if they just like my name or just like the... In India, there's one thing. Always new wives and new cricketers always have a huge market. You know, I mean, when you're new on the sets, like I mean, any new actor as well. Like if there's a new gorgeous-looking actress, she gets a lot of demand. She gets a lot of attention. Likewise, new cricketers always get a lot of demand.
I think it comes from the philosophy that suppose the current team loses, at least we guys, 1.2 billion people, are boss Ashwin hota na.
Could be. I mean, like you can say that, and actually, to be very honest, I also think that's a very nice space to be in because you're not in the brunt of it. And like, if he is there, we would have won the game. If you should have played him. It feels nice to hear from the sidelines, but once if you play and get walloped as a bowler, then you know what the pain of the other bowlers are. Like it was gathering a lot of momentum, and I'd been with the team for a good couple of years, playing absolutely no games, just playing whenever the opportunity presented itself. Because Bajji was around and he was doing pretty well for the team. So, but I mean, it was gathering a lot of momentum that I should be playing alongside Bajji, despite us both being off spinners. And what happened was one final game, the bowling attack. We lost a game against South Africa, and we were playing West Indies in Chennai. Chennai, where I'd done really well in the IPL and all. So I got a game against the West Indies. I did pretty well, 2 for 40 or something. I was very confident of playing in Chennai all the time. I bowled in the power play, did pretty well. So this game against Australia, the quarterfinals. At Ahmedabad, they're all decided, like I'll be bowling the first over, Watson and Haddon will come into play and all that. Everything was fine. I've never, to be very truthful, I've never been nervous in any game.
Any game?
Any game, never. Like it's never over. I've never been over.
Champions Trophy?
Even in the Champions Trophy final, no.
Really?
Like, in fact, before the over, I laughed because we had a conversation, me and MS had a conversation, let's get to that later. But during this Australia game, everything was fine. I was still very, very calm and composed and all that because all I'd done was actually fight for a living ball with a new ball through the IPL. So it was no big deal to actually bowl with a new ball. The only difference being you had to have two men catching in a one day game then. So I was about to bowl the first over, before which we had a national anthem, and I never knew India was such a passionate country before that particular day. I always heard of stories of freedom and all that, but to experience that in the middle of the ground, like two teams assembling, it was like a ritual, yeah. Like properly people going for a marriage or actually coming for a function to your house.
But goosebump stuff, right?
Like it was scary. It is not goosebumps, it was scary. Like you're standing in there like you're some spectacle and you've been sent out there and people are watching you perform. You're like some musician.
Gladiators.
Yeah, like some gladiators or something. And you're standing in the middle and the national anthem is going and you want to sing. And actually my jaws are actually like, it's not going in the right directions. All of a sudden I started myself stiffening up, feeling myself stiffening up. And MS at the huddle said, "Chalo, what field do you want?" I said, "You put any two fielders back." "No, only two fielders." I said, "What happened? What's wrong with you?" No. Usually when he asks, I said this and this and I'm ready. And I said, "Put two fielders back." "No, anybody, two right-handers, mid-wicket, whatever it is." And the first ball I bowled was a dot ball. Like as I was running in, I could feel my steps going crisscross.
Wow.
So that's how nervous I was. The second ball was a straight drive by Watson, straight back at me. And I could see my hands going and my fingers were trembling like this. The ball just split through my fingers and went for a 4.
My goodness.
And I realized, okay, so this is World Cup. Indeed, it is the quarterfinals of the World Cup. And actually, thankfully, I bowled a 4-over spell and I had to come back and I had composed myself by then. A couple of balls of fielding, throwing, and just getting into the situation and all that. The crowd was just mind-boggling. Like
what a match it was.
What a match it was, and the crowd, they actually pushed the team to perform at it all.
You can feel it, right? In certain games.
But sometimes crowd in Ahmedabad can be very, very nasty. You don't know if you're the home team or the away team. They can be very hostile. And I don't think they want to be hostile. It is just that you're not used to their
vibe.
Yeah, their way of speaking. You can feel they're a little aggressive when they speak, but they're not. That's just the way they are. The language is. Like people say Tamil is very aggressive. So it's just...
Nice. So World Cup was special, no doubt.
It was, in fact, the next game I had planned, I felt I should have... MS actually asked me, where are you going to put fielders for Kamran Akmal and Hafiz? I said, square leg, mid-wicket, deep mid-wicket, country, and all fielders rest inside and all. The next day I didn't play. So I felt, okay, actually I should have told him to put fielders where he wanted. At least I played the game. So it was quite hilarious because I'd planned everything and I didn't play. So said without planning, there's a good chance you might play in the 11.